Well, I'm sitting here with my iPad and my coffee because it's very early in the morning, and it's time yet again for a TBR, which is going to be 14 books. I forgot to put one on this list, which is not that important at this exact moment because there's an explanation why I'm reading it now. It's like 83rd on my TBR list on Goodreads, which like out of 1,230, I think 5 at this moment. That's that's pretty early on. But there's an explanation. September, aka H month, because H my internet child's birthday. And so there's a whole entire vlog based around her. There's gonna be 24-hour sprints for her birthday. I don't actually know when it's gonna be. I don't think it's actually gonna be on her birthday, but in general. And also, she picked out a book for me to read from my giant TBR. I'm pretty sure she picked the first gay one she saw. Like, she said that she didn't go looking for long and saw that book on there and was like, hey, read that one. But that is Aristotle and Dante. I don't remember the full title. But I know it's Aristotle and Dante. Which has been on my TBR for so long. So yeah, that's the only extra one I have for this month because I'm trying to give myself room for more mood reading. Okay, I'm back. I remembered to go get the physical books, the 2 of them. But yes, after that one extra book via H's Choice is the one book club book. I want to do 2. It seems too much for me to try to do more than 2 per month. And there were the 2 that I chose, and then it turns out one of them isn't available as an ebook in America or an audiobook. You can only get it as a physical book, and it's like 200 pages for $15, and I'm good. I'll get it at another point or something. I don't know. So I only have the one, which is The It Girl by Ruth Ware, which is gonna be interesting because for the same book club was when I read One by One by Ruth Ware. And I didn't like it. I think I rated it 2 stars, which I thought was just a me thing. So like I lent it to my grandfather who borrows a lot of my books, especially since this was back in like October of 2020 when I finally finished it. I think it took me like a long time to read it. Like it put me in a slump. So like I lent it to him and he like tried it like 20 pages in one day and he's like, nope, never mind, and gave it back to me. So like it's not only me, he also didn't like it, and I thought it was maybe just because of the skiing stuff, but also like he didn't like it and he likes skiing. So I haven't really picked up a Ruth Ware since then, which is sad because like a lot of her books I feel like would be my thing, but I just haven't done it. But this is the new one, like brand new one, and I have an ability to get it via audiobook, which I think will help with the maybe possibility of reading slump that One by One put me in. So that will help. And I actually know what happens in this one, so I can actually tell you because this one's not even going to be in the vlog. Everything else is going to be in the vlog. So like this one's the easiest to be able to go into. But basically it's about this girl who has this friend group. It starts with just 2, her and her, what I assume is best friend, I don't know. And she's like considered the it girl because she pulls people in. They join her friend group all at Oxford, and then she is murdered. And a bunch of years later, the best friend, the one that was just the 2 of them for a bit, is like expecting a child with one of the other members of the group. And the guy who was convicted of her murder dies in jail, and this journalist is just like, hey, actually, here's evidence that he didn't do it. And so I assume the surviving of the duo goes and tries to figure out what actually happened to her friend and all this stuff. And yeah, that's the It Girl. It's like mediocre on the interest scale for me, but I'm fine with that because I have the audiobook, so whatever. Plus, I'm still in that mystery thriller horror mood, so there's that. I guess my iPad's sitting on the ground or on the seat over here. That's why I'm looking down. Next up, we have the first physical book, which is, surprise, surprise, this is no surprise to anyone, Shadow Kiss by Rochelle Mead, book 3, and the Vampire Academy series. I'm doing this thing where I'm reading them all for weekend reading vlogs, and this is where they start getting chunky. Like, the second one was technically shorter than the first one, which was interesting. But they were both like 350-ish pages. This one's 440. So it's a good chunk. Like, it's a good about 100 pages longer, I want to say. About 100 pages longer. And so that's interesting. I've only read this one once or twice. Like, it's not like Vampire Academy where I read it every year, because this one is where I always end off, because the ending is so sad. I cry. I don't want to move on because I'm scared of what happens next, so then I just don't continue the series. And that's why I always end off at this one. I've been informed via Dion that the fourth one is even sadder, and I think that's where she's left off. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to reread this one. I think for the first time since maybe sophomore year of college. It's been a good few years, so it'll be interesting to reread and also actually move on in the series. So there's that one. Of course, we have to have H's favorite books, which includes Colorblind by Sarah Malley. This one was the one that was originally supposed to be in my Pride reading vlog as the lesbian representation. When I first thought about doing it, this was the book that H was like, hey, read it. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I switched it out for another one that I then DNF, so then I switched it out with another one. Which worked out fine because I started to plan to do this video, or the H's favorites video, and so I was like, well, Colorblind works perfectly for that. And so I know almost nothing about it, except for the fact that it's super short, and H has a vlog. I don't remember if this is the one that I had seen ghosts. Is there ghost seeing in this one? I don't honestly remember. I remember reading the synopsis of a bunch of books, and I was surprised by one of them that H recommended to me, but I have a lot of books that H has recommended to me on my TBR. So, then there's, I did have, the main four figured out. So this is the one that I had to, actually, dig into, trying to figure out what to read for the fifth one, which was House of Salt and Sorrows by Aaron A. Craig. Honestly surprised my library has it. I don't know. I'm assuming I'm gonna cry in this vlog because I know H likes the sad books. So she likes sad and weird books. Now, I think most of these, if not all of them, are YA. After that is New Moon by Stephanie Meyer. I never thought I would continue with the Twilight series, honestly. I have read the first Twilight book, I think twice. And I've read Midnight Sun. Apparently I'm going to read New Moon. I think right after H and I met, or right when we met, she read all of Breaking Dawn, which is a chonker. New Moon is way less of a chonker. Also, she has multiple copies. There's The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin. I feel like that's one of those YA books that everyone's read and they either really didn't like it or really loved it, and she really loved it. So I guess I'll finally read it. Maybe that's the one where there's ghosts. I honestly don't know. All I know is the cover where she's drowning in water. Drowning in water, wow. And then of course there's Heartstopper. I'm gonna read all four of them in one day. That's what I want to do the first day of September, which is fine. I have read all four that's why I'm reading them all, because I've already read them all. So I want to reread them. I particularly wanted to reread them this year anyways, before I watched the show, which no, I have not watched yet. If you know anything about H, you know she loves the show, and I'm going to finally watch it in September with H. That's probably what I'll do with her for her actual birthday. So, we're excited. I have seen some clips here and there, and I get it. I get it. So, it's going to be an exciting time. And then we have the other vlog, which I'm going to read A Strange Hymn by Laura Thalata. It's the second book in the Bargainer series. I finished Rhapsodic very beginning of this month for a vlog. That was this month, right? Yes. I don't remember anymore. I reread Rhapsodic just so that I could read A Strange Hymn because I wanted to make sure I remember things. And I'm intrigued. I did read like the first 20 or something pages previously, so we'll see how it goes this time. This is the one on this list for these three that I probably know the most about, and that is The Space Between by Brenna Yovanoff. I'm pretty sure my very Christian grandmother was the one who got this for me. And this is like Antichrist vibes, okay? Basically, from what I remember about this is about a girl who is a mixed race but at least partially demon, who lives in basically hell where all the demons are. I was making sure I knew what happened, and I realized that this is an arc. I don't know where my grandmother got an arc. In November of 2011. I was 12 when she gave this to me. Anyways, she's part demon and her brother goes missing after saving a human's life. So, then she goes to Earth to try to find him, but in the process, like, she starts working with a guy whose life he saved, and she starts growing feelings for him because it's like classic YA plot point where you have to fall in love with someone, right? And so she is struggling between her demon instincts and her more human desires, I guess I'll say. And that's that. I'm very intrigued by the fact that this is an arc, apparently. What the heck? Well, that's interesting. And then there's The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. From what I remember of that one, it's about a girl in the Holocaust and her running into death. Like, death has a personification in this book, and I remember like him having his own chapters or something, and him like seeing her and like stealing books or whatever. Yeah, that's what I remember about it. I mean, stealing books or whatever. It's called The Book Thief. But basically, he watches her because like he out here doing his job, and he's just noticing this little girl like stealing books from piles or random store shops or whatever. And yeah, that's what I remember from that one. It's been a long time from that one. But yes, those are the books I'm going to read in September. How long has my coffee mug been there? Real good question. aka each month. I'm changing it to each month for every other video in the month. It is just gonna be called each month, and I'm not sorry. But thank you for coming. H's socials are linked below because most books for this month are being read because of her. So, and I'm going to go do reading sprints. Also, before I forget, because I should say this as many places as I can before they happen, I don't know when they're happening, but 24-hour sprints are happening in September as well as October, but that's a ways away. They are happening. I don't know when exactly. It's going to be an experience. I know it's going to be closer to the first half of the month because it's going to be easier then, but that is a thing happening. So keep your eye out for that. I'll probably like post it all over Instagram when I go to do it. So, and when I figure out the date. So, that means you should check out my socials linked below. I'm sorry, not sorry. But yes, Instagram linked below. I tend to update what I rate my books and vlogs before I post them on Goodreads or anything, because I tend to do those when the video goes up. But also, I've been doing a lot more stuff on there, like favorite books of the month, book trackers for each month, all that fun stuff. And my Goodreads and Storygraph are also linked below. I do post reviews on both Goodreads and Instagram, so you don't have to like specifically follow one. But my Goodreads is also linked below, so you can know like how far I'm in books and like keep track with all the reading I'm actually doing. And that's that, because I took another sip of coffee, even though I'm gonna end off in a minute. Thank you for coming. I think I've already said that, but yeah, you know, whatever. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I always forget to say that. And that's what I'm reading in September, or I mean each month. It's actually each month now. And yeah. I will see you in probably my August wrap up. That's probably gonna be my next video. So